I am Princess RHELYN PUNO. I am a student of Master of Public Administration, major in Organization Studies. I will be presenting to you my concept paper outline entitled Leveraging Emotional Intelligence for Multigenerational Workforces in the Local Government Unit of Panabo City. For the introduction, despite the increasing recognition of EI or the emotional intelligence importance, limited research exists on its application in multi-generational settings within local government units in the Philippines. Most existing studies either focus on the private sector or examine generational differences without integrating EI as a mediating factor. One example of this is the Gender and Development Program, training, seminars, and workshops, which is implemented in the local government unit of Panabo every year. This gap is particularly significant given the unique challenges faced by the LGUs, which operate at the intersection of tradition and innovation, catering to diverse stakeholders and navigating resource constraints. This study seeks to fill this gap by exploring how emotional intelligence can be leveraged to address generational diversity within the LGU of Panabo City. For the statement of the problem, this study aims to investigate how emotional intelligence can be leveraged to address the challenges posed by a multi-generational workforce in the LGU of Panabo City. Specifically, it seeks to answer the following questions. First one, what is the socio-demographic profile of the employees in the LGU of Panabo City? Under here, we will identify the gender, the age group, which are the baby boomers, which is according to Tolbais of 2008, the baby boomers are those who are born in the period of 1946 to year 1964. The next one is the Generation X, which were born or the period of 1965 to 1980. The Millennials, which were born on the period of 1981 to 1996, and the Generation Z, which were born on the 1997 to 2012. The next one is the current position and the department or office they belong or they are working in and their years of service. Next one. What are the key generational differences among employees in the LGU of Panabo City? And how do these differences influence workplace dynamics such as communication, collaboration, and productivity? The third one, to what extent does emotional intelligence play a role in addressing generational conflicts and fostering team cohesion within the LGU? Next is the method. This study will employ a quantitative descriptive correlational design to investigate the role of emotional intelligence in addressing challenges posed by a multi-generational workforce within the local government unit of Panabo City. The descriptive aspect will focus on profiling the socio-demographic characteristics of the respondents and identifying generational differences in workplace dynamics, while the correlational component will examine the relationship between emotional intelligence and team cohesion, communication, and productivity. Next one is the sampling technique. The researcher will use a stratified random sampling technique to ensure the adequate representation from each generational cohort. The sample size will be determined using Slovin's formula, ensuring a margin of error of 5%. This approach will enable the researcher to gather data that will accurately reflect the composition of the workforce while reducing potential biases. of course, a research location. The target population of this study are the employees of the LGU of Panabo City. The respondents will represent 4 generational cohorts, those who are mentioned earlier, the baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and Generation Z. So employees from various departments, positions, and years of service will be included to capture a diverse range of perspectives. So, despite or the researcher will not limit the respondents whether they are permanent employees, casual employees, or job orders, as long as they are currently employed in an office under the LGU of Panabo City. The survey tool will be a structured survey questionnaire will be used as a primary instrument for data collection, and the questionnaire will be divided into 3 sections. First one is the socio-demographic profile. Second one is the generational differences and workplace dynamics. And the third one will be the emotional intelligence assessment. So in the last slide will be my reflexivity as a researcher. So reliance on self-reported data may introduce response bias, as some participants might overestimate or underestimate their emotional intelligence levels or workplace experiences. However, the use of validated instruments and robust sampling techniques will mitigate these limitations. So additionally, as a researcher and also an employee of in the local government unit of Panabo City, I will seek advices and comments from the department heads, the city government, assistant department heads, as well as the section heads of the different offices to identify more underlying issues in a multi-generational workforce, as well as their level of understanding on how emotional intelligence affects the employee's efficiency and effectiveness. So that would be all.